Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is some guy who captured one of these sideways flying UFOs in 2003, kind of old video. Let's see, also have this one here from 2023, May 4th. This is kind of hard to see. This is at a beach in Florida, but right up here, top right corner, you're going to see this object here moving around the skies. Obviously not a plane or a helicopter, based on the movement. Let's see. Also have this one here. This is another one of these hard to see because it happens so quick, but you can kind of see this little streak here. Yeah, this is from a news broadcast, and it's this guy's getting ready to talk about the weather. The camera, I guess it's on top of the building or something. It catches this object moving up into the sky, and he asks if it's a falling star, even though it's moving up. Weird. Let's see. Now, this is a story about, or it's not actually a story. It's just talking about, whether or not there are underwater UFO bases near Alaska. It's about some military people who see this craft come up out of the ship. It circles the ship and then takes off. Let's see. Also have this little clip here. I think this is Burchett, Congressman Burchett. Yeah, this is Congressman Burchett. Talking about the people that are withholding UFO disclosure. Let's see. Also have this little clip here from Reddit. It's about this Finnish guy who photographed this. I don't know if this is if this is the actual image, but he tells a story about how there was this little tiny UFO that had been watching him. Look at that. Let's see. Also got this clip here from Reddit. Now, these are several different people. Lou Elizondo, I think Gary Nolan. Who is it? Hal Prudoff. Oh, no, excuse me. Jim Semivan. And even President Clinton is on this little clip. But they're all talking about the fact that, that we aren't the only sentient species on the planet. So yeah, we'll play that. I'll be able to play the whole thing since it's a Reddit clip. And here's just some photos I found on Reddit of this craft from 2006. Also have this clip here from the Black Vault. This is inside the UAP task force, heavily redacted communications regarding Dr. Travis Taylor and UFO research efforts released. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that. Let's see. Also have this. This is from GigaMoon. This is a GigaMoon, but this is an incredibly, close or detailed photograph of the moon that you can check out. Again, it doesn't have anything to do with UFOs, but I thought it was interesting. And then last is this release. I think this is a press release. NASA provides coverage of unidentified anomalous phenomena meeting. It's going to take place on Wednesday, May 31st. You can go to nasa.gov.live, but the link is here. But, of course, this is NASA. So, as usual, you're not going to get, any information that's really relevant. They're just going to, talk in circles or talk in generalities, but they're never going to get specific about what they know, and they'll probably continue to lie about all the crafts that they capture on their camera and other people see. But anyways, let's go to this video here. This is a sideways flying UFO filmed by Jeff Wills on May 24th, 2003. Let me see. Let me start this right at the beginning and see how it developed. Anyway, this is as much as I want to play that video. Link will be in the description. Let's go to this next clip here. Yeah, again, like I said, this was really hard to see, but here's the object right here. I think, can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see my cursor. Anyways, check this out. Okay, here it is. You see the object right there moving across the sky now, and it's gonna stop all of a sudden. Yeah, stops. Look at that instant stop, and then it's gonna do an instant acceleration, which are I think those are some of the five observables. And it looks like this is being filmed off of a like a computer or something. But watch here, it's gonna do one of those instant accelerations. Oop, I don't know why that did that. Look at that. Look at how it's like it disappears. It moves so fast. Anyways, I don't want to play too much of that. Link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. This is another one of these, quick ones. You see this object here. It's just going to come up from the bottom and head up towards the sky. Let me just back this up a little. Missed it. All right, there we go. Here it goes. Oh, let's get that 6 seconds. There it is right there. Anyways, that's it right there. It's a real quick video. Link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Now, this is a story about these guys, military guys who see this craft. Now, this is just a recreation. But let me just play a little bit of this. Also, you have to, take into consideration, right? This isn't like an anomaly. I mean, there are literally hundreds, right? At least over the last 100 years, last 150. Let's say over the last 150 years, right? There are literally hundreds of reports of sailors, right? Boaters, right? People on the ocean, people on the sea, seeing these objects exit the ocean and then enter the ocean, right? We've had, like I said, hundreds of reports. So it's a lot of this stuff. Now, we definitely can't go into what exactly is going on, but it's pretty apparent that all of these crafts are not coming from outside of the planet, that the majority of these sightings are from craft that originate from this planet. Again, because we're seeing them around this planet, right? We're again, I know there we don't have a lot of sensors out in space, but we do have a lot of amateur astronomers, right? Who are, I guess, because since they're astronomers, right? You have to assume they spend a lot of their time looking out into space, and very few reports of these professional astronomers or even amateur astronomers, right? Occasionally, right? These quote unquote astronomers with their telescopes will capture something occasionally, but the majority of sightings happen here on planet Earth, and it's people are seeing them, in our atmosphere, not in some other planet's atmosphere. Anyways, yeah, this is now I'm going to play this whole thing here. It's only a minute 50 seconds long, but this is Burchett talking about UFOs and the people that are preventing disclosure. So I don't want to play that. Here we go. I think ultimately they don't want people to know that we aren't the only sentient beings on this planet. I think that's their major concern is that getting out, and also the whole thing about if our government is aware of how how some of these crafts operate based on the crash retrieval programs and all of the reverse engineering that we know is going on. And I definitely believe that our military has anti-gravity craft, that's using some other source of propulsion besides gasoline or petrochemicals or anything like that. I'm assuming these crafts are utilizing the zero point energy, traveling for free essentially. And yeah, that's another reason why they don't want this information out there because then that would mean all of the trillions of dollars. And I think of all the people who are making trillions of dollars off of the oil industry. Yeah, they don't want to lose control of that. And also, when he was talking about the religious industrial complex, I think that's what he called them. But yeah, the religious. I don't want to say the religious right, but just any people, the fundamentalists, right? They don't want to lose control because then they would have to try and explain, because one of the major tenets of religion is that we were created in the image of God, right? Well, if we encounter, these other beings that look like, the 3 4 foot grays, there's reptilians, there's insectoids, um, lizard looking aliens, right? The question is, well, then whose image were they created in? Right? I mean, if God created them and they created us, right? You said, right? I mean, remember, we were supposedly created in the image of God. So, people think, right, that thing's called anthropomorphized. Um, yeah, but if there's, these tiny grays and all these other strange looking beings, right? Whose image did God create them in? So yeah, so it throws that all off, and they'll lose control. So I think that's also has something to do with it. But anyways, let's go on to this next clip here. This is a tiny UFO that followed a Finnish man named Dr. Jarmo Mikanen. I think yeah, I'm assuming this is the actual photograph because they talk about he did have a camera and he was taking photos. So I think this is the actual image. Okay, so that's a short clip. Anyways, link will be in the description. You want to check that again. Okay, now this is a another clip I found on Reddit. This are several different spokespeople within the UFO community that are basically acknowledging that there's another presence here on Earth with us. You hear what this guy is saying? That, supposedly the aliens are going to make an appearance in 2027. See, that's Clinton. They're basically acknowledging that, that we will be encountering other beings, that our youngsters will be encountering other beings, and it's going to happen within most people's lifetime, I believe. Anyways, let's go to this next one. Yeah, now these are just some photos of this ball-shaped craft that was seen. I don't know when this was seen. Oh yeah, 2006, Poland. Anyways, link will be in the description. Now, this is kind of interesting. This is from the Black Vault. Inside the UAP task force, heavily redacted communications regarding Dr. Travis Taylor and UFO research efforts released. After nearly a year-long pursuit, the Black Vault has secured a significant release from the U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command under the Freedom of Information Act request, blah, blah, blah. The request sought all emails sent to from Dr. Travis Taylor, a senior scientist within the SMDC Space Division, containing specific keywords related to unidentified aerial phenomena, more commonly known as UFOs. Dr. Taylor, as highlighted on the U.S. Army's official website, has had a decorated career in the space and defense sector, and his credentials make him an authoritative figure in the field. Recently, reports have emerged suggesting he was the chief scientist of the UAP's task force, the Pentagon's internal group aimed at investigating UFO sightings and incidents. The UAPTF has since disbanded as it spawned another more updated and focused efforts, the most recent called AARO, AARO. These documents now seemingly back up that reporting about Dr. Taylor's role, with one email written just prior to the UAPTF's establishment, while the UAP investigative effort was simply referred to as an interagency task force. The release document above, along with others, are likely written by John J. Stratton, who has now been confirmed as the former chief of the UAP task force above. Stratton was leading the ITF investigating UAP. However, another document in this FOIA release highlights his director status once the UAPTF was officially established. This email, written on October 30th, 2020, sought approval for travel, likely for Dr. Taylor, who worked within the SMTC. Yeah, so I guess these are just documents that prove that this guy Davis, or yeah, Travis Taylor, actually did work on this task force, and that that there was definitely something going on, because there's documented evidence that something was going on. They were keeping track of something. It says the chief scientist for the U.S. Space Force, who likely wrote the above email, is Dr. Joe Moser, who has served in that position since October of 2018. The Black Vault has filed a FOIA request for videos of these presentations by Dr. Taylor, though it is unclear if they would touch on UAP or UFOs. Those recorded presentations, if received, will be posted when available. Anyways, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Oh yeah, this is to Greenwall, I guess. Anyways, link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. This is just it's a GigaMoon, 1,329 megapixel image of the moon. You can get real close in on this stuff. Let's see, let me make this full screen. And then, let's see, what does this do here? Okay, now I want to do that. Let's see, I think you can zoom in real close. Actually, it's not that clear. It's a little blurry on my computer here. But if you got good, and also, I don't have the best eyes. I mean, my glasses are starting to lose their ability. I have to get new prescriptions. But anyways, That's kind of interesting, right? Check out all these craters. You know, something very interesting, you know, other people have mentioned about these craters. Look at, regardless of the size of these craters, right? From the little ones to the big ones, right? Notice how they only go so far deep, right? And you would have to imagine, right? If it's a bigger, right, piece of rock that's impacting the moon, right? A bigger, heavier rock is going to make a bigger indentation, right, in the soil, but it doesn't. From the tiniest ones to the big ones, you know, it really looks like it only goes down um, so far. You notice that? Well, you know, which is why, again, some people believe that that the moon is an artificial structure. Because if you look on planet Earth, even though we have an atmosphere, right, that slows down the meteor, right? When a meteor impacts the ground, you know, the bigger the meteor, the bigger the hole in the ground. But on the moon, you might get a wider impact zone. But as far as its depth is concerned, right, they're all, it doesn't matter how, you know, from the small ones, medium to the big ones, they all only go down, or it seems that way to a certain level. Anyways, to this will be in the description. Now, last is this press release here about a meeting that's going to be taking place on May 31st. It says NASA is holding a public meeting at 10:30 a.m. EDT, Wednesday, May 31st, of its independent study team on categorizing and evaluating data of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP. The agency also will host a media teleconference at the conclusion of the meeting. The full meeting will air on NASA television, the NASA app, and the agency's website through 2:30 p.m. Watch online at nasa.gov/live. NASA defines UAP as observations of events in the sky that cannot be identified as aircraft or known natural phenomena from a scientific perspective. The focus of this public meeting is to hold final deliberations before the agency's independent study team publishes a report this summer, outlining how to evaluate and study UAPs by using data, technology, and the tools of science is a NASA priority. It is not a review or assessment of previous unidentified observations. The report will inform NASA on what possible data could be collected in the future to shed light on the nature and origin of UAPs. So this is all bullshit. You know, the reality is that this is all nonsense, because we know, right, as just regular, you know, people in the public, we know that NASA has footage of UAPs, right? They've had footage of UAPs going back at least since the 50s, right? Or, you know, whenever they were created, right? But it's documented fact that our government has been keeping track of these things. And again, I've been doing these videos for, you know, making these videos for a long time. I've come across lots of documents, and I trust the internet, right? If something is put out on the internet and it's a fake, it's a hoax, right? The internet finds out. If the internet can't prove that something is a hoax, that something is not credible, then it's most likely credible and valid. So, anyways, that's what, you know, that's how I generally base information on the internet. You know, I let the crowd determine. And then, you know, of course, I'm going to use my own assessment too. But yeah, many times, you know, there's going to be some expert out there who knows, who has a lot more information about this stuff than your average person, and you know, they'll chime in with their opinions, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. And you know what? Yeah, please share this video. Please leave some comments. Please subscribe, because one thing that I know, right? YouTube will not promote UFO channels, right? I've seen other people who have, you know, who are on all these other, you know, subjects that I don't believe are as popular as UFOs, right? Because there's no doubt, based on how often UFO shows are on cable TV, right? It's because they're very, very popular. That's why every season on, whether it's on the History Channel or you know, one of those cable channels, right? There's always some show about UFOs, and it's because UFOs is a very, very popular subject within our society. But yeah, so there's no doubt, you know, people should be interested in this, but YouTube will not help promote this site at all. So I'm hoping that you guys can help me out. If you appreciate the effort that I put into these videos, yeah, please give me a hand and share, subscribe, and like. I think if you just like these videos, I think that that helps the algorithms. But anyways, that's going to be it. Subscribe. Until next time, take care.